Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us for today's installment of Senior Living Options in Charlotte. I'm Rob Wachter, Seniors Real Estate Specialist with the Wachter Group and J Park Carolina Living. And today we would like to take you on a tour of Waltonwood Providence, one of South Charlotte's luxury independent living communities. We are here today to meet some people and to see the facilities and show you just what a beautiful place this is to retire to. So today joining me will be Erica Wright, Seniors Real Estate Specialist with the Wachter Group.
Hello.
Mike Mannion with Senior Care Authority.
Thank you.
Carrie Dunlap with Waltonwood Providence. And also a Senior Marketing Manager, both of them, is Cara Nierenberg. Thanks for joining us today, guys. As you all know, that we are Seniors Real Estate Specialists, which means, among other things, we are specially trained and certified to work with people that are 50 and over in their real estate needs. And in doing so, we'd like to show people what some options are for them as they near and enter into retirement. Our co-host for today's show, Mike Mannion, is with Senior Care Authority, and he would like to tell you a little bit about his company and what they do and how that fits into today's tour. Mike?
Thank you, Rob. Yes, we're Senior Care Authority, and we are local certified senior advisors, and we help individuals and their families find the best senior living options available to them. We help families navigate the challenges of finding the best options. We build awareness. We work within their preferences, their culture, what they prefer to do, location, and within their budgets. And we're locally right here in Charlotte.
Great,
Thank
Mike.
you.
Thanks. That sounds a little bit like a real estate agent, only for senior and independent living communities. Does that sound right?
In a lot of ways it is, Rob. Thank you. It's very much like a real estate, but is strictly focused upon senior living.
Great. Thank you very much. I'm going to turn the mic over to Carrie Dunlap now, Senior Marketing Manager with Waltonwood Providence. Carrie, would you tell us a little bit about where we are today and a little bit about your community?
Absolutely. Thank you again, Rob and Mike, for joining us, and Erica, as well as Cara, for joining us today at Waltonwood Providence Senior Living. Our community features independent living apartments, assisted living, and memory care, all on one campus. We have been operating at the Waltonwood Providence location for about 6.5 years. Our assisted living and memory care communities will be coming up on 6 years in just a couple of weeks. And again, as far as the community itself, we are part of a portfolio of Waltonwood senior living communities. Our company is a family-owned business. Been doing this for the Waltonwood concept for over 33 years. Our home office is out of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, and we have 7 properties in the Michigan area, 4 in the Charlotte or in the North Carolina area, and 1 in the Virginia area, with a couple of other coming up as well. So we're going to take you on a tour mainly of the of the independent living community today, and give you a visual of what lifestyle is like at Waltonwood Providence Senior Living.
That's terrific, Carrie. We appreciate that. Are we ready to get going?
We are.
All right.
All right. So obviously we're standing in front of our lovely living room space here. We are actually on the 2nd floor of the community. This is a 3-story complex. This community was developed like a walkout ranch. So actually when you come in off the parking lot area, you're actually coming in off the 2nd floor. And we're going to show you the first level as well in just a few minutes. But we're going to go ahead and start over to our dining services area and our Bistro Cafe area here as well.
That's always one of the really important parts, is the food, right?
Absolutely. So our residents enjoy 2 meals with us every day, 365 days a year. There's no meal coupons, credits, tickets, or anything in that regard. We know we are providing 2 great meals for our residents daily. As you look over to the left here, this is our Bistro Cafe, where we serve breakfast and lunch. Lunch is available daily. It's just not included in the monthly rent. For breakfast, the times are from 7:30 to 9:30, and then lunch is from 11 until 2 p.m. And then if we pan behind us here, this is our lovely dining room space. Right now, everybody's social distanced. We are having 2 seatings for dinner. We're doing a 5 o'clock seating as well as a 6 o'clock seating also. I wanted to mention our executive chef, Steve Archer, is a culinary director here. He is also a registered dietitian, and I think that's key for a lot of folks that may have some dietary concerns. He's able to meet with residents and talk through that process, making smart choices off the menu as well.
Love the sound of culinary expert.
And
it sounds so much nicer than chef or the person slopping the food on the tray. It's some communities that back up the truck from Cisco there and
Absolutely.
serve in bulk. Excellent.
I did also want to give a shout out. We also have a pastry chef in house. So it started, I think, in 2017. And so great desserts, fresh, baked goods, etc. It's a fabulous addition to, again, the culinary experience at Waltonwood Providence. Great. Okay. So I think we're going to, again, take a walk over this way. We're going to look at some of the community areas here in general.
So, Carrie, I have to ask what your favorite dessert is from this pastry chef.
Oh, we just did a great chocolate tart. We had a Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. Anything chocolate is great.
Gotcha.
All right, so again, moving over to this direction here, I'm going to take you over just to take a peek at our private dining room space. Right now, we're not really utilizing this space, hopefully very soon as things change. But we hosted resident dinners, new resident dinners here. We hosted family birthday dinners here and things in that nature. And then the residents, when we had folks joining our residents for dinners, they could also reserve the dining room space for their family members. But it's just a beautiful area here. Again, if you want to just take a quick peek. And then this is our private dining room space. And we do actually have the dining room space for a private dining area in our assisted living community as well. So I think that's important to mention. A lot of the things that you see in this community is mirrored on a smaller scale in assisted living. Mm-hmm. So they have their own common areas as far as their beautiful dining room, private dining space, some of the other areas that we're going to see in a few minutes. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mike, in your experience, how important is it to families to be able to have a place like this, to be able to invite people down and have a little semblance of being like it's at home again?
Well, I think it's critical. Having families come together for birthdays or just if they're coming out of town to visit their loved one, having a room like this set up where you can just have that private time, whether you have the chef here, which is awesome, provide the food, or you bring the food in for some of their favorite meals, it just creates the opportunity for the families to get together in trying times.
Mm-hmm.
Great, thank you.
And I wanted to just take a moment here to introduce you to our executive director, a senior executive director, Jeff Plummer. Say hello, Jeff.
Hello. Thank you all for virtually touring us. It's wonderful.
Jeff, thanks for joining us today. You have a lovely facility here, and we're really excited to be able to show off what you've got here to some people without having to drag them over this way.
So thank you very much. I'm getting tripped from behind over there.
It's a dangerous place here, isn't it?
So welcome and enjoy.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So we're going to head down the hallway here, and we're going to come upon our library space first. I did want to make a mention of our activities. We have restarted some activities going. Right now we're limiting kind of the resident capacity. And we actually just started allowing some entertainment to come back in the community. So again, it's been a long time coming, and I know our residents have really missed that part of the community. Great activities calendar. You can find this actually online. So every month, all of the calendars for independent living, assisted living, and memory care are actually online, where the family members can go in and kind of chit-chat with their loved ones about maybe some things that they want to participate in.
That's nice.
All right. Great library space here that we're coming upon as well. As far as the folks, we do have book clubs. The residents will get together with our life enrichment director and decide some of the books that they want to read, and we'll schedule a time for those folks to gather And this is a great area to, again, catch up, read the newspaper in the morning or before dinner, and just a great meeting place as well.
Notice everywhere we look, there's elegant crown molding and coffered ceilings, really done well.
Well, again, our tagline is refining retirement living. And so, again, we're trying to keep those spaces, again, like luxury living and like things that we put into all of our communities. Every time they build a new property, they kind of tweak it and add some great, new features. But again, going through that process, I want to see if I can get the lights. There we go. We do actually have a hair salon here for ladies and gentlemen. They do manicures, pedicures, as well as hair care. So it's here in the community. It's the convenience factor of those services for the residents.
Nice.
Okay. And if you look ahead this way, we've got some activities going on right now in the hobby craft room. And again, this is the main floor. We'll take a peek at Caitlin here. If Caitlin could give us a wave. Caitlin Cummings is our Life Enrichment Director for Independent Living.
It's nice to see such vibrant activity going after people being stuck for so long.
Absolutely.
And to be able to do it in such safe, socially distant ways is very impressive.
Thank you. Thank you. Just wanted to look at the mailboxes over this way as well. So if we had somebody stating that they want to be on the main level where most of the amenities and activities are, it's really that second floor. We're going to continue and kind of backtrack, head this way. We're going to take a look on our left. Coming up is our billiards clubroom area.
Now, how much gambling goes on in this room?
Well, what stays at Waltonwood, what's that expression? What happens at Waltonwood stays at Waltonwood.
We'll never tell.
Okay. So again, a beautiful area, gathering space here. Caitlin will put activities scheduled. People will play canasta, bridge, mahjong, rummy cube. So again, just a great gathering space for the residents. And a lot of times the residents will just say, let's meet after dinner or let's meet after lunch. So a lot of that is spontaneous, where they'll just put those activities together at a convenient time for their friends.
Excellent.
Okay. All right, now we're going to head back towards the front entrance way. And we're actually going to take a walk down this lovely staircase that we have. Now, we do actually have 2 elevator banks in the building, so don't worry, you don't have to maneuver stairs. But this is just a lovely way to get down to the lower level. Mm-hmm. And Tom is one of our great concierges. Our concierge desk is manned 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We have security cameras, which Tom is able to view on the screen here as well. So again, these doors, the interior doorway is locked, and the concierge team has the magical buttons behind here to allow access to folks getting in and so forth. Wow. We do have a fabulous AccuShield system where visitors and guests have to check in. They'll get a printed name tag badge, etc. So again, just ensuring the safety of the residents, as well as right now we're doing temperature checks, asking those series of safety questions. So again, just keeping our residents safe is our key goal. All right, so we're going to head down the stairs here. Mm-hmm. And hi, Miss Amy. So as we're getting to the lower level, this is where we have a great area I think we'll talk about just here in a second. We have our wall of honor. Actually, a couple of our drivers put this together, did a great job building it, and we have this mirrored in assisted living and also in memory care. But again, we honor our veterans. We have special events and things with Veterans Day and Memorial Day to again pay tribute to those that have served.
Wow, recognizing that is really important, and it means a lot, I know, to me and the community. I know for our clients at the Wachter Group, we have a Heroes program for our buyers and sellers. So anyone that buys or sells a house with us gets a $1,000 credit, either off their commission if they're selling or towards their purchase price if they're buying, And that applies to military veterans, first responders, teachers, and frontline grocery workers in today's world. So we recognize and understand that, and we stand by you in your recognition of people like that.
Well, I think that's an excellent program, and we honor you for providing that to, again, those that have served. So thank you so much for doing that, Rob. Appreciate
Great.
it.
I've been negligent in the beginning and along the way. I want to make sure we encourage people, if you're watching this live and you have questions, please type the questions in the comments box. We're going to get those at the end. If for some reason you're not still here, we'll make sure we get to you with those answers. If you're liking what we're doing, go ahead and like that. If you're watching this on a recording and you would like more information, go ahead and make that comment anyway. We'll get that message and we'll get back to you with whatever answer that your question dictates.
So, Rob, I'm going to take you into our fitness center. Again, we have a personal trainer. This is part of your services that we provide at Waltonwood Providence. Danny is our personal trainer. He will meet with the residents, but he has a great program of calendars for strength and balancing classes, Tai Chi classes, chair yoga classes, etc. Some of the exercise equipment that you see in our exercise and fitness area is based on the HER machinery and equipment. It is based on air compression, which is gentler on muscles and strength and so forth. We do have some cardio bikes off to the left as well. Again, the design of those cardio bikes ensures that the residents are safe. Danny has actually got two programs in place right now. It's the water challenge, so he's trying to get all the residents to hydrate, drink 64 ounces of fluid daily, and then he's going to incorporate after that a step challenge, so they'll have a little bit of competition going on within the residents of the community.
Excellent. So now you have to explain this to me.
Okay.
Because I see a putter.
Yep. So, and actually we're having a mini masters tournament here just coming up in a couple of weeks.
I love it.
We actually have a 3-hole putting green as well as a bocce court. So that is outside of these doors here. So if we want to just take a quick peek out here.
And table tennis too.
And table tennis. We actually bought this table tennis, not ping pong, for one of our residents who is a senior Olympic champion. So we bought that for her to utilize and to teach other residents the game of table tennis. So again, 3-hole putting green, and then we have the bocce court directly in front. So just a great exercise space for the folks to utilize. Right now we're doing more limited as far as folks, about 10 folks. You can see these exercise chairs here. They have resistance bands for strength training and so forth. And then we're ensuring that we're wiping down the equipment, between uses as well. So just again to ensure our residents' safety. So now we're going to take a left out of this area here. And I wanted to mention another thing that Danny and I had chatted about earlier today too. So we have a phenomenal group called the Weston Group. They do physical, speech, and occupational therapy for our residents in all 3 of the components. When somebody is finishing up with their therapy, Danny can communicate with that team and ensure that that resident maybe continues doing certain exercises to, again, regain their strength and so forth. So again, this is, all the wellness programs that are in place that you can enjoy at Waltonwood Providence.
That's good to know.
And just another view of that lovely staircase down here. We're coming up on our movie theater. Again, due to social distancing, right now we're limiting number of residents, but right now we're doing 2 showings for movies because, again, they're trying to, keep folks socially distanced. This is also mirrored into the assisted living community. They have a movie theater in their building as well as a mini fitness center. So, again, everything that you see here in independent living is mirrored on a smaller scale for the assisted living and the memory care residents.
Boy, those look like comfy chairs.
They are, and they don't recline for a reason, because I think everybody, including myself, would be
Would
sleeping.
not be awake at the end of the movie.
That's correct.
Absolutely.
So again, going through this double door area, we're going to come up to our garden room greenhouse space. And this is a great multifunctional space, but it's really a great space for folks to come out, down and do some gardening. We do have a garden club. Anybody with a green thumb, we invite you to, again, join us here. And then sometimes during the winter time, as we cross over into the courtyard area, we're going to see all the apartments in independent living actually have an outdoor balcony and patio space. So sometimes in the winter, folks will bring their plants down to the garden room, and that way they can keep them alive, you know, as we hit those colder temperatures, and then they'll come down and get them back out to their patios and porch areas.
I think that's terrific. I know one of the things when I meet with clients and they're deciding to make a move out of their house for the last time, one of the things that they lament is not having their garden anymore, or not having their favorite plants to take care of. So that's terrific that they have that option here.
And the other factor with that too is we have raised planting beds. So again, with folks not being able to necessarily get down and do that digging, again, when tomato season hits, we get our tomato plants going. You know, fresh herbs are grown, and they do utilize the fresh tomatoes. Again, the residents can take those, or sometimes we incorporate them in the culinary program.
Excellent.
All right. So now we're going to cross through the courtyard to get to our model apartment. And the sun was shining just a few minutes ago, so it looks like it hid behind the clouds. But you can see the courtyard area here.
The weather is so nice today.
It is. It's a beautiful day. We planned this just accordingly. So for the apartments, there's 91 private apartments in the independent living community. Again, when we started our visit, we were on the second floor. Now we're on the ground floor, so there's nothing that's underground or in the basement, but just great patio areas that folks can sit outside, have a glass of wine, have a cup of coffee, read the paper. Again, just a nice outdoor space that they will miss, you know, coming from a home or a condo that they may be living in, Rob.
Mm-hmm. See, we have some areas to relax and enjoy the nice weather.
Absolutely, and we have our fountain running today. So again, just a very quiet, peaceful space. We have a lot of folks that'll come out here, read a book, just get some nice vitamin D out here as well. We actually, when we started with all this, we actually did outdoor courtyard bingo, so everybody could be socially distanced, and they just had a really great time. So again, we're being creative and making events and activities happen for our residents. All right, so we're going to take a walk into just doing this courtyard cut through. Now, you don't have to leave the building to get to the other side. Everything is interior wise. You'll see everything's kind of built around a square rectangle. So we're going to walk down the hallway here, and then Cara.
So we just took the shortcut, but the long way is indoors.
We did. So Kara's going to take you through the model apartment here. We're coming up on our Albemarle apartment. We're going to just make a right turn down here, down the hallway. And she's going to talk about the features of our Albemarle apartment. It's our 1-bedroom, 1-bath, and independent living.
It's a tongue twister, Albemarle
is.
apartment. For those of you watching from a distance, Albemarle is a local community that when I moved here, I had to practice saying that quite a few times. Anyway, Cara, thank you.
Hi, friends. I also want to point out that all of our hallways have chair rails. And then each apartment has a little ledge that they can decorate to make it personable, so they can change with the season, just to add their own personal touches. So welcome to our Albemarle. This is our smallest apartment, but still very spacious, sorry, tongue twister, at 743 square feet. Just want to point out several features of all of our apartments. All of our appliances are full appliances, so this will come with the stainless steel appliances and the granite countertops. We are the only one in Charlotte that has a full washer and dryer in a rental community, and also full appliances. The laundry rooms in all of our apartments add for added storage. You can add extra shelving in them. Most people will say, wow, this laundry room is bigger than the ones in their house. So it's a really nice feature as well. And you can always add extra shelving if needed. Just want to point out a couple features of every apartment. All of our apartments have cable outlets in each side of the wall, so you can decide how you want your furniture. Each apartment has their own heating and cooling unit. And then each apartment also has a storm door that goes out to their patio or balcony. So on the first floor, it's going to be a patio, and on the second and third, it's going to be a balcony. You're either going to have a perimeter view or you're going to have a courtyard view, and we just walked through the courtyard. And then the storm door also has a screen so they can leave the door open. Mm-hmm. And then there's also 2 safety features and peace of mind features in every apartment. We have a button that you have to push every day by 11 o'clock to let us know that you're okay. If they don't push the button, then we call them. If they don't answer, we come check on them. And then also they're given a life alert pendant. So if there's an emergency, they push the pendant and it goes right to the front desk and someone's there 24/7.
But that's not only peace of mind for the residents, but for the residents' families.
Correct. So and also if they need to check on them, we will be more than happy if they can't get a hold of them. We will also do a safety check as well. And then if they have fallen, we can't pick them up, but we call 911, we assess the situation and call family immediately.
Mm-hmm. Cara, I noticed that we have a puppy dog here in this apartment. Now, I'm sure obviously this is for decor, but are puppies and animals allowed in this community?
This is actually my favorite kind of dog. Yes, we do allow pets, and we have a dog park as well, so we allow dogs and cats and birds and fish and whatever you would like. They just have to be under 25 pounds, but we are pet friendly, and our residents love to see furry friends.
Nice. Mike, how many people that you work with voice that as an important factor in making a move?
Well, the pets are part of the family. So as people are making these moves into communities like Waltonwood here, being able to bring their pet with them is pretty important to them. We actually make sure that we introduce the family with the pet and the pet's name. Very important.
Great, thank you.
So this is a 1-bedroom. We have 3 styles of 1-bedroom, 1-bath, and 5 styles of 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartments. The nice feature about this apartment is that your guests do not have to walk through the bedroom to get to the restroom. So there's going to be a cut through, and you have a walk-in closet as well.
Does a robe come with the apartment?
Yes. For our memory care, a robe comes with, and then blankets for everybody else. And then the nice features of all of our showers is that it does have a little lip, but it all has shower benches and handrails in all the showers. We go back out to the main.
Mm-hmm. And what size is this?
This is 743 square feet. The nice thing is it's got 9-foot ceilings, and then if it's on the 3rd floor, the nice feature is that in all the living room, great room areas, it's got cathedral ceilings, so that would be the only difference for the 3rd floor.
Oh, it feels much roomier than you would think for
Correct.
750 square
Very
feet.
spacious apartments.
Mm-hmm.
I think the really nice thing about our community is that it's luxurious, but it also exudes warmth, and it's just a different product line than any other in the rental community.
It doesn't feel
Charlotte.
institutional.
No, actually, absolutely not. That it exudes warmth from Jeff that you met all the way down to our management, to our line staff, to our dining room, to our maintenance. I've been in this building for over 4 years, but in the industry 15 years. This is the best associates I have ever worked with, and honored to
You've
be
been
part
here
of it.
4 years.
Yes, actually over 4 years.
And Carrie, how long have you been here?
So I'll be going on 7 years.
Wow.
So, yeah, and I think, again, we have a lot of tenured staff at our community. And, again, I think that speaks volumes of, again, the type of care that our residents feel very comfortable with, and just knowing we get to know everybody. You become, a part of our family. And I think the size of the community, again, everybody gets to know all their neighbors and so forth, and everybody watches out for each other.
Great. Thank you.
I think we're going to head back out to the courtyard area.
I think so. I think we're wrapping up with the tour. I think we're going to take a minute and go outside and sit down and take some questions. We appreciate y'all being with us, watching this video.
Yeah, so we're going to go back outside, but it's just one big square, so you don't have to go outside if you don't want to. And there's another elevator on each side, and then separate entrances as well if you're on this side of the building.
Great. And if you're watching this live, this is a great time to enter that question that's been bugging you while we've been doing this, or that item that you just would really like to know about. We're going to take a minute here and sit down and go through these questions. Again, if you're watching this on a recording, please feel free to go ahead and pump that question right into the comments section, and we will make sure that we get that answer to you. I have to say, I kind of like it without the sun being right in our eyes, too. So this is really the perfect setting. So if you guys would like to sit down.
So
Mike,
over
if you
here
wanna-
with Cara.
Come over here. All right. So we're at that part of the broadcast where we're going to take a minute, and Erica is going to be our question reader here, and we're going to go through a number of things. And I've got a couple that if they don't come up that I'm going to ask. So we're going to hand the mic over to Erica at the moment. And she is going to ask the questions, and I'll walk around and pass the mic to whoever's going to be answering it. How does that sound?
So the first question I have is for Mike. Wes asks, pastry chef sounds great. They would like to know, who would we get in contact with Mike from Senior Care? So how can they contact you?
Well, thank you, Erica. Wes, you can contact myself directly. It's Mike at Senior Care Authority, or Danielle at Senior Care Authority. We're local here in Charlotte, 704-754-8754, and we'll be glad to help you understand what options are out there, including wonderful Waltonwood.
Mike, I just want to clarify. That's at seniorcareauthority.com. There we go. We want to make sure we get the right dot after that. Okay.
Thank you.
And we have another question for Mike. How does Senior Care Authority connect families to a facility like this?
Well, we connect families to communities like this by understanding what their needs are, what their budget is, what their preference, their culture, what they like to do. We're fortunate here in the Charlotte area to have good communities, to have different little nuances. Waltonwood is one of the special ones with all the outdoor space and all the activities. So based upon the family's needs, preferences, and budget, we do a good job sorting it out quickly for them and save them time.
And we have another question for Mike.
Okay, you're popular.
I'm in trouble.
Yeah. This community, Wes says, this community is beautiful. What would it cost for Senior Care Authority to connect a family to Waltonwood Providence?
Well, that's a great question. Our services there's no cost to the families we serve. We work very closely with the communities and leadership of Waltonwood and other communities to make sure we understand what's going on, their availability, the size of apartments that are open. We make sure we understand all that. We understand the state ratings, the inspection reports, the health department reports. But as far as our services, there is no cost to the families. The communities themselves pay us a referral fee based upon which community the family chooses. So all of our costs are covered by the communities with whom we partner.
Very good.
We might want to hang on for a minute. Let's see.
I have a question for Carrie and Cara.
There we go. Okay.
Dale asks, what is the rent?
That's a great question. Well, the rent ranges based on what apartment size, and we start at $46.95 a month, and then it goes up from there, and it's just a range from $46.95 up for independent living.
Thank you. And you can keep that mic.
Okay.
And that includes the meals that we talked about and all of the services there. One of the things I know people often ask me is, does that include any kind of cleaning or other issues in the apartment?
So yes, thank you. That does include 2 meals a day that we talked about. It also includes housekeeping twice a month. It includes all utilities except cable and phone, all maintenance, activities, transportation, and that call and all of the common spaces that we saw as well, and the fitness instructor. So all of our amenities and services are included.
Okay. And what levels of care are available at Waltonwood?
We have independent living, we have assisted living, and memory care. The nice thing about our assisted living and memory care, because we do not have that skilled nursing component, is that we can handle a lot more. We are licensed and staffed that we can keep. Now, there are some reasons, but we try to keep our residents in their home as long as possible.
And I have a question for Mike.
Sorry.
How do you know the options and resources that would best fit the families you serve?
Well, I think that's the benefit of being local. We visit with the communities. We partner with the folks here like Carrie and Cara. We're always up to speed on what's available, what's changing, what's new. So when families come to us and they describe and explain what they were looking for, we do a lot of listening, and then we're normally able to match them up pretty well.
Very good.
I'm going to jump in real quick with a follow-up question that I know came up with clients that I've worked with. When looking at communities like this, I've heard of everything from modest move-in fees all the way up to assigning of your estate to the community that you're going to move with. Just how much of a family's fortune do they have to commit in order to be able to move into a community like this?
That's a great question. So we are a rental community, so we don't have those large buy-in fees. We don't do credit checks. We don't do any of that. So it's basically just the rent, and you do sign a year lease in the independent living.
Fantastic. Thank you. I know from my own personal experience and clients that I've worked with, they love the idea of the community that they're in having to continue to earn their business year after year, as opposed to taking a lump sum of money up front and then maybe getting a little lackadaisical or otherwise about the services and quality of things. Excellent.
I have another question for Mike. I have a friend whose mom was needing a safe place to move after being discharged from the hospital. Are you someone who can help with that?
That's a good question, and unfortunately that happens fairly often. An older adult, a parent, a spouse, a grandparent, they have a health incident, they end up in a hospital, they end up in a rehab facility. Then we get a call saying, what do we do? What are our options? That's an excellent time to call myself and the rest of our team, and we'll help you navigate that rather quickly. Take that stress and duress out of the process. Make sure you can get good options that'll fit your needs and your budget. But that is more of an urgent need, but certainly something we can help with.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Carrie and Cara. What COVID vaccination clinics and protocols are in place at this time?
So our residents are 90% vaccinated, actually 95. We had 3 clinics for our residents and associates. We had 1 in January, 1 in February. So the first 2 shots, we had the Moderna shot. And then if you chose or was a new resident or new associate, you could get your first shot in February, and then they're getting their second shot March 16th. And we have been, I would say, out of all of the, we're still going, but out of all of the communities, we probably had the least amount of COVID. We only had 2 residents in the whole 11 months, and they had caregivers, so it was completely isolated incidents in the whole time. So very fortunate, and we take pride in that.
Very good, thank you. And I believe we have one last question, and this question is for Mike. Can a family call you to compare the benefits and the challenges of in-home care and community care options?
Sure. That's a common question we get. Families are trying to discern whether they're keeping their loved one at home and caring from the home with maybe even some in-home care services versus looking at a community such as Waltonwood for that care. We do help line out the pros and the cons, the costs, the amount of hours. We'll help vet in-home care agencies. And of course, we can certainly help them guide along the ways for the great communities like this as an option.
Thank you. And that's all the questions we have.
Super. Thanks, Erica. I have just a couple of more myself. Cara, if you would talk to this. I noticed that you said you have assisted living and independent living. Do you take people into assisted living directly from the outside, or does they have to be here first?
That's a great question. We do, if we have availability, because of the reputation and the services we provide. We do stay relatively 100% occupied in our assisted living and memory care, but we do take individuals from the outside. However, if you are an independent resident or even an assisted living resident to go into memory care, they do get first right and priority over that.
Excellent. Excellent. And do you have availability right now in independent living?
We do have opportunity in independent. We have very few. Some of it just depends on the apartment style that you are interested, and then we also have very limited, probably a wait list more on their assisted living and memory care. But independent, we do have opportunity, but it's far and few between. So come book your tour now.
Excellent. Well, I just want to thank everybody that is joining. Oh, we have one more question. Hang on. I'm going to. Great. So the question is, can we go into more detail about the transportation that's available for residents?
Absolutely.
I did see a Cadillac parked out front when we arrived.
We have 2 buses, and we also have a Cadillac. That is for our medical transportation, and then we have just started our shuttle services for the first time in a year, to post office, to drugstores, to Harris Teeter, to the groceries. But our transportation is included when we can to all of we have scheduled transportation to all of the shopping areas, and then also scheduled activities like going to the museums, going to the movies, going out to restaurants, going to breweries, things like that as well.
Great, and it just made me think of something we hadn't brought up before. We are at Waltonwood Providence. For anyone that knows the Charlotte area, Providence Road starts uptown and travels somewhere between 12 and 15 miles. So what part of Providence Road are we on, and are we near anything interesting?
Absolutely. I would think our greatest, when I say, how did you hear about us, is that we drive by every day, so I make sure that they wave to us next time that they do that. But we are in the South Charlotte area. We are right near 485 in Waxhaw area. We are near the new Waverly Shopping Center, the new Ray Farms that houses the largest Harris Teeter in the country, actually. And then we're also very close to the Stonecrest, Blakeney, and then 485 as well. So we are in a prime location, and most of our residents, which is really nice, is probably, I would say 80% of our residents are from out of town and are here because their children are. So it just provides an opportunity for everyone to kind of get to new friends and family.
Great. And my understanding is there's a health or fitness facility across the road there too, right? And
It's Lifetime Fitness, which is an opportunity to pools and tennis courts and things like that a lot of our residents will use.
Okay. So kind of in the country, but pretty close to everything.
Pretty much. Best of both worlds.
Excellent. Well, unless there are any other questions, we're going to wrap that up for today. And again, if you're watching live, thank you very much for joining the Wachter Group and our Senior Living Options in Charlotte series for our 3rd installment this year, for our March installment. We hope that you come back and watch again next month. We would like to thank Carrie Dunlap and Cara Nierenberg and Mike Mannion as our guests and our hosts today, and Erica Wright and I. Thank you very much. And again, if you have questions or anything comes up, or you're watching this on a recording, just go ahead and give us a call, or put that comment right in the message in the comments box, and we'll get that answer to you. Thanks for joining us today. You have a great day.